Hey, realtors and real estate leaders, are you ready to make a real impact with your team, your clients, and your business? Change in real estate in the world is the only constant. And if we want to thrive and not just survive, we need to embrace it, lead through it, and drive it forward. I have been in real estate for many years, and I have seen a ton of change, whether it's from advancements in technology, through the housing crisis, the pandemic, and even some of the most recent industry shifts, NAR settlements, so on and so forth. And that doesn't even talk about the market dynamics that we see go on a consistent basis. So today, what I want to do is dive into strategies for creating positive change, strategies that will empower your team, build trust with your clients, and set you up as a leader in the industry. So I'm going to be honest, I'm drawing a lot of the topics today through one of my more favorite books, Developing the Leader Within 2.0, where I'm going to walk you through 5 ways to create meaningful change in your business. So we want to make progress our priority, as John Maxwell says. I've been in the real estate since, again, 2006. And let me tell you, I've seen some serious changes in our industry. And we've already mentioned, I'm not going to go through them again, but it is dynamic, which is kind of what brought me to having the conversation today. So let's talk about what it takes, not just to adapt to change, but to lead it. And again, let's make progress our priority. All right, so let's dive into talking about it here. Change is inevitable, but here's the key. While change will happen no matter what, progress is optional. As leaders, our job isn't just to react to change as it comes. We need to anticipate it, to be ahead of the curve, guiding our teams and businesses through it confidently. But the trick is, how do we identify change? First, we start by observing it, right? We have to be open. We have to be observant in our markets. So again, we need to be observant to what's going on around us. Look at what's working and what's not. This means we need to have that critical eye to our business practices. And even better yet, actively be asking for feedback from our team, whether, again, it's our office, our clients, our fellow colleagues in the business. We need to be looking for that continuous feedback. We need to zero in on areas that feel outdated, inefficient, or just plain frustrating. Whether that's updating tech, improving communications, or refining workflows, recognizing those gaps and opportunities for improvement keeps us proactive, not reactive. As leaders, it's essential that we don't let resistance hold us back. Yes, change can feel uncomfortable, but we must train ourselves to see it as an opportunity. We need to do this by embracing this very mindset. We're not just keeping up, we're becoming the catalyst for progress, paving the way for growth and excellence in our field. So next, how do we become that catalyst for positive change? Well, let's talk about that. Here's the truth. Leading change can be tough. It's challenging because often people can't see the vision. They resist change even when it feels, especially when it feels aimless or disruptive. But here's the good news. They'll embrace it when they understand its purpose and see a clear path forward. What I'm telling you is, as effective leaders, it's our job to communicate that vision with passion and clarity. We need to be able to show our teams exactly where we're going, and more importantly, why that matters. This isn't just a one-time conversation. It's about consistency, consistently sharing that vision in emails, meetings, social media posts, And every other touch point we have, the more our teams hear it, the more they'll connect with it. And it becomes a part of the culture, a shared journey that everyone feels invested in. Remember, your commitment to growth and improvement can be contagious. If your energy matches your vision and your energy is shown to your group, their energy will be high too. So one quick tip for making your vision stick, make it memorable. Think it like a brand slogan. Short, powerful, and easy to recall. When people can repeat it back to you, they're not just going to hear your vision, they're going to start owning it themselves. That's when that real momentum will start. So next, how do we talk about empowering and equipping others? So let's talk about that. Change becomes so much easier to navigate when people feel prepared and confident. We need to give them, as leaders, tools that will help most of them feel impactful in the things they do. We can do this by ensuring our teams have the right tools and resources and support to embrace that change. I'm going to tell you, support is crucial for this. I want you to think of it like this. When you invest your skills and confidence, you're not just helping them get through the current change, you're building a resilient and adaptable team that can thrive through future challenges. This empowerment extends not only to your team, but your clients. When you give them the knowledge and the insight, you're helping them feel confident and informed, making them more likely to trust you through any market shift. So how do we empower our team, especially during times of change? First, training is key. We need to make sure they have access to training, whether it's some things that you're building, whether it's something you have to go buy and purchase, whether it's going through channels like YouTube, has a great set of information, power that together. You're going to have to be the collector of that information. But it also could be our technology, any new technology that's out there, even knowledge about the market updates. But even better yet, look at some of those soft skills like communication and emotional intelligence. These are tools that are going to help you get to that next level. Once you have done that, we're going to want to provide a clear, actionable guidance. Set the expectation about when you need to go through the training, the skills they need to get, the knowledge they need to have. And you need to make sure they know and are aware it's okay to ask questions and seek help. That's what we're here for. We're here to create a culture where they feel supported, not pressured. Here's a big one, folks. Encourage ownership. Remember, we talked about the vision, and when people feel ownership, when they're chasing that vision over their roles and decisions, they're going to be motivated and proactive. And when you give them room to contribute and take on those projects and play a role in the vision, you are giving them the ability to create an environment where they feel that they're growing, contributing, and not just following directions. In our world, folks, and in most worlds, we are not order takers by nature. We are people that are going to strive and drive. So let's make sure we give them that culture and environment. Empowering and equipping your team is about building a foundation of trust, resilience, and capability. You're giving them the confidence to adapt to change, which in turn makes your entire organization, team stronger and much more agile. Okay, I want to talk about one of, I think, the big ones out there about modeling, about change. And it's really about modeling change. And here's the deal. As leaders, our actions truly speak louder than words. If we want our team to embrace change, we have to demonstrate it. We have to demonstrate that we're willing to put in the work, do the same thing. They need to see that we're not just talking about change, we're living it. Your team is watching how you respond. So if you're asking them to adapt, you're asking them to stay flexible, you're asking them to navigate the change with resilience, then you need to show up with that exact same energy. Show them you're right in the trenches with them. Whether it's learning new systems, trying out a new fresh workflow, or even adopting new technology, it matters that they see you actively engaging. I'm going to tell you, folks, modeling isn't just about flexibility and resilience. Modeling flexibility and resilience doesn't just inspire your team, it gives them the confidence to try new things. This could be as simply as staying present during the meeting. As leaders, ducking in and out of a meeting when you're asking your team to be in there shows them they don't have to be present. It's those little things that communicate, hey, I'm all in and I expect you to be too. And when it comes to feedback, be open. Whether it's good or bad, somewhere in between, accept it. I'm going to tell you, it's taken me a long time. I'll be honest, when people give me good or positive feedback, I just usually let it sit there and I'll let us think about it for a couple days because I know my initial reaction, especially if it's not good feedback, is challenging, right? It's coming from the right heart, right? They're trying to help us, but I will take it very aggressively. And I've learned throughout time that I just got to take it, thank them for it, and then sit there and see what it means to grow from there. Because every piece of feedback is an opportunity to grow. And if we are enthusiastic and optimistic about the change, your team is going to be likely to follow suit. Both positive and negativity are contagious. So I want us to make sure we choose wisely, make sure we are setting that tone of positive change. If you want your team to adapt, show them the change isn't something to be feared, but rather to be part of the growth journey. It's okay to be critical, to ask questions, and to explore, but lead by example by showing that change is ultimately about moving forward. Be that light at the end of the tunnel. Guide them through the change. Help them into a stepping stone into a bigger and better and brighter future. Next, building that culture of continuous improvement. Okay, this final piece about building a culture of continuous improvement. This is a big one. It's about building that culture of change and, again, continuous improvement. Change isn't a one-time event. It's ongoing. One of the biggest fears we have besides public speaking is change. We are very resistant to it, but it's the most constant thing that happens in life. And as leader, it's essential to us to instill the mindset that learning and growth are never truly finished. Our teams, and especially ourselves, should always be looking for ways to improve, evolve, and get better. So here's where it starts. Cultivate that environment, especially where innovation and progress are celebrated. Encourage your team to bring ideas forward, no matter how small. Maybe it's a new way to streamline the process, or maybe it's even a fresh take on client engagement. When they know their ideas are welcome, they are more likely to look for those improvements and suggest those improvements. And that's where the kind of culture that leads to real progress. I'll take this into my training, folks, all the time. I am a trainer. I'm taught to have most of the knowledge, and I probably do when I'm coming to topics, but I don't have all of it. So I'm always looking for that feedback during the training. And when I promote that in the class, I get better learning opportunities for my students. It's the same thing for us when we're doing this in the world here. And again, that's why I say that, because it is about that consistent feedback. We need to make sure we are giving them regular constructive feedback that doesn't just focus on performance, but potential. Encourage your team to see feedback as a growth, not a criticism. And just as importantly, ask for feedback on your own leadership. 360 feedback or surveys or performance reviews are a thing. This is not what we're talking about here. We're talking about helping them and helping you grow to be bigger, better, and stronger. This is the best way to lead by example. Again, we talked about training, so we're not going to go into that much more, but I do encourage you to invest in training. This is one of the best ways to do this, whether it's, again, YouTube, whether it's webinars, workshops, bringing guest speakers in. This is all good ways to empower those skills, knowledge, and capabilities. And I'm going to tell you the last but not least thing to do is remember in here is you need to celebrate those wins, whether they're big or small. That's a challenge I have. It's a challenge that I want you all to be better at than I am. You need to reward yourself. John Maxwell basically said, good or bad, you got 24 hours. 24 hours to celebrate, 24 hours to mourn a failure, whatever it may be, however you want to look at it. Then it's time to move on. So we do need to honor those. We need to move forward. Again, it's about the journey and the growth along the way. When your team feels that every step forward is appreciated, they're much more likely to stay motivated. I think we're mostly motivated by the carrot, not the stick, which means we need to make sure we are fostering that. So to sum it up, fostering a culture of continuous improvement keeps your team adaptable, resilient, and ready to take on whatever holds their way. When everyone embraces this mindset and there's always room to grow, you're not just building a better team, you're building a powerhouse that's ready for anything. There you have it. 5 keys to drive positive change in real estate. Change can be challenging, but as leaders, our job make the journey not only manageable, but inspiring. Remember, it's about understanding the need for change, becoming the catalyst for progress, empowering and equipping others, modeling the change we want to see, and building a culture of continuous improvement. If we embrace these steps, folks, we're not just leading our teams or clients through change, we're creating an environment where growth and success becomes second nature. So here's my challenge for you. Take just one of these strategies and start implementing them today. Watch how it shifts your perspective and your team's energy. I do hope you found this helpful. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and share it with others in your network. Let's keep growing together. Let's keep leading forward together. Thanks for watching this video, and let's lead forward with confidence.